The criteria of embarrassment. Criteria of embarrassment is a type of critical analysis in which an account is likely to be true, as the author could have no reason to to invent a account a story which might be embarrassing to them or embarrass them. For example, biblical scholars use this metric for assessing further the New Testament account of Jesus. They claim that he was a historical person because of the embarrassing story that is written in the Bible. It has the it limitation this limit this criteria for embarrassment. It has this limitation. Limitation is almost always used in the concern with the other criteria. One limitation to the criteria of embarrassment is that the clear-cut cases of such embarrassment are few. So the full portrait of Jesus could never have been based on the so little data. So data is we have very few example of those embarrassing event. The another example is clearly context is important, as what might be considered an embarrassing in one area and social context may not have always been so in other culture. Embarrassing detail may be included as an alternative to an even more embarrassing account of such event. For example, as a hypothetical example, let's say Saint Peter denial of Jesus could have been a substitution for an even greater misdeed of Peter. The second point is that the supernatural element, the limitation of criteria of embarrassment point is limitation has supernatural element has it sets in limitation to the criteria of embarrassment. For example, in one account of infancy gospel of Thomas, a very young Jesus is said to have used his supernatural power first to strike dead and to revive a playmate who had accidentally bumped into him, so he revive him. If this tradition, so it has its limitations like supernatural element, like super. Another example I'd give you, Muslim example. Let's say the embarrassing claim about Aisha being 6 year old. It has been a very embarrassing to a Muslim. Let's say it. Let's say if she was a supernatural entity like an angel or a goddess, and she quickly grown up when she married to prophet. He magically transformed and became like a youthful lady. He became a lady in like from 6 year to 18 year. So we can uh, because we have example of one Indian goddess, Sita, Hindu goddess, who was married to Lord Ram, and he was 6 year old when he married, but he grew up very fast. And, about Peter denial of Jesus could have been written as an example of consequences of denial. So Matthew 10:30 to 33, whoever says that whoever acknowledge me before men, I will also acknowledge him before my Father in heaven. But whoever disown me before men, I will disown him before my Father. So this story is in that context of Peter denial of Jesus Christ. So it's to prove that point, because Saint Peter is not in heaven. He's more like a gatekeeper in the original story.